Hey, good evening. This is D. Horace Towns, the Black Super Friends. Welcome to the real. Boy, y'all getting to be official like a whistle. Hello, this is D.
What?
Horace Towns, the host for tonight's show, the host for the Black Super Friends podcast. I am joined by, I'm not doing the math. Listen, math on my thing. I am joined by two additional Black Super Friends tonight while we await uh, Mario to come into the studio. Um, So, welcome to another show. This is the Black Super Friends podcast, top five in the nation, top five in the world. If you heard about it, here we are. So, before I go to anything else, I want to introduce two of the people that I call my best friends, which consist of my Black Super Friends. First off, I'm going to the person that shares my zodiac sign. I like to call him Chris the Magnificent Leo.
Yes, yes, I'm happy to be here, fellas. Kings live forever.
I know.
My gospel. Hey, and then I'm going to his side. I ain't gonna go left or right. I'm just not there tonight. And introduce my brother, who is known on screen as the ladies' man.
Man, thank you. Thank you. Good evening, ladies. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast. Let's begin.
All right, let's get straight to it. We're waiting on Mario to join us in the studio, but Mario might be still celebrating. I ain't
Amen.
mad at you, buddy.
It's holiday.
It is his anniversary.
It is his anniversary. Mario Jr. on the way. Hey, before we go to the sponsor, I want to highlight a new sponsor. He didn't even know he was a sponsor to tonight, but we're trying to change people's lives. The sponsor for tonight's show is Kendall's House of Hot Dogs, home of the footlong. You'll be so excited you'll want to bite it. Kendall's home of hot dogs.
Yeah.
Good.
Shout out to that new black entrepreneur pro Negro.
Yeah, man. I remember when it used to be beanie weenies. Now we got
Man,
a full grown hot dog. Way to go, my brother. Way to go.
They're excited. Hey man, I wanted to go to you guys and talk about some trending news. First off the bat, man, it was a viral video that went around today, and I really wanted to get y'all take on it. I'm gonna go to my comment. Make sure you get into line Megan the Stallion. Jeffrey Day for Code Red has already joined in. Amber Dawkins Walton, how y'all doing for joining us so early in the show? I want to talk about trending news, guys, and I want to talk about a viral video of a Pee Wee League coach that was caught. Now I don't know the story, but from the video that I seen an angry coach. I'm assuming after a loss, walk onto that field and hit that child in the head so hard, even though he had a helmet on, that he changed the kid's direction on more than one occasion. So I don't know if y'all seen that video, but what was your thoughts on that video, Chris?
Well, as a former high school and travel basketball coach, I was disgusted by it. I was really, really, really disgusted by it because at the end of the day, it's like the children's safety is our number one concern, and what it should be our number one concern. And when I was coaching, I took pride in the fact that parents trusted me with their kids. Even when traveling back and forth from games, parents really trusted me with their kids, and I took a lot of pride in that. And I think that for this man to do that, it's just disheartening to me. But what threw me off more than that is where was the other coaches? You know what I'm saying? That football has a lot of special coaches on the field. Where was any of those coaches that when this kid was getting hit like this? Um, I can't understand that. There's been a lot of outcry from public figures. I heard LeBron talk about it, what he would do if it was his son. But the crazy thing about it is that was somebody's son, and that the mother is basically taking up for the coach, which is crazy. When I heard his apology was like it was terrible. Like at the end of the apology, he said, "Well, if the kid has forgiven me, and the mother has forgiven me, then what? Like what's our problem? Well, our problem is we don't want to see coaches do abuse kids. That's
Damn.
borderline. That's assault. That's assault. So that's the issue that I have with that. I think that at that level of coaching, which I have been on that level of coaching, it's not about wins and losses. I think the pressure from maybe the parents and just the pressure alone from coaching can make you get wrapped up in the wins and losses. When I was coaching, and I was coaching for Ball for Life, headed by Brandon Arnett back in Palm Beach. I suggest you send your kids there. We talk more about teaching the game instead of the wins and losses, especially on that specific level. Now, again, I think that what happened in probably that kid missed an assignment, probably was out of bounds or offsides or something like that. That's coaching, and I parallel that with parenting. A lot of times, a kid do something, we beat the kid and think that okay, I did my part, and it's not. If we spend more time, or at least 90% of teaching, then we would have to do 10% of discipline. Like that is your preparation. You cannot beat that kid because you had poor preparation and poor coaching and poor teaching. It was just really, really disheartening to me, man. So I don't know. Zay, what you got?
And I'm trying to figure out how dude was alive myself. That's crazy. I don't even understand. That's past coaching. That's past coaching. You don't do that to anybody's kid. You know what I'm saying? We're all up here, we're fathers. And we've all been through that Pee Wee League, or we play football or basketball, and we've been chastised by coaches. We've been cursed out. You feel me? Jacked up. We ain't been slapped like that. You got to think about all of the cases that's coming out right now with football and these head injuries and them helmets not really being sufficient. And for you to haul off and hit that kid like that, man, come on, you kidding right now? Like, that didn't even have to be my son. I got a daughter. I don't even have a son. And I think I would have slid out the stands and had to ask you what's happening with you. You feel me? I really would have to check your temperature, in the words of my brother, because that's wild. And I got homeboys who do coaching, and they do a phenomenal job at coaching. They have a traveling team, and they discipline those kids, and they talk to them hard the way that men should. But they ain't doing none of that. You understand what I'm saying? You don't put your hands on another nigga, on another child, another man's kid. Excuse me, but hey, I'm gonna get out of character. You don't put your hands on another man's child without some okay. But I also too, I'm gonna take a page out of your book, Chris, and I'm gonna say, where's the father? You know what I'm saying? Right now, I know there's a lot of women that are doing their job as far as trying to find an outlet for these young men through sports or what have you. And you have coaches who are out there, for the most part, I'm gonna say their job is to try to be there, to be that male figure in those kids' lives. I think in that case with that guy, he went over the line. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that the mothers are doing their part as far as trying to find an outlet for that testosterone for those young men, but they shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? It should be that father taking that kid out there to that football field or even to a barbershop to get a haircut. I see a lot of women doing that, where he would have been able to check that man. It shouldn't be that mother going, oh, yeah, I understand. I apologize. And I see where you coming from. You understand what I'm saying? And the mom all right with the apology. How the father feel? Because I don't think he all right with that apology.
Yes.
Okay. Good plan. I don't know, though. I'm just a girl dad. What you got for him, Hart?
No, I was going to say, I did see the mom's comments about it, and that made me wonder. I wonder, does she have some kind of romantic link to the coach? Because let's be honest, for coaches out there, I salute you, because I have observed those single moms have an infatuation and love affair with the coaches. And, everybody not responsible enough to abstain, not thinking about the trauma you putting on this kid. You know what I mean? That my mom messed with the coach and all that stuff. And but I must say that growing up, my first coach, I was a very shy kid. I don't care what y'all say. My first coach was our city manager, Bill Wilkins, my best friend's dad. And he was more like a father figure. He was like a Bill Cosby type, right? And then all the other coaches I had were like stern, rough, the kind that's going, hey, you can't be scared around me. You know what I mean? They going to pull any fear that you had in you out, man. And I played for the legendary Coach Sutton, who affectionately, man, you might get kicked in the behind on the sideline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But none of that I saw was that. I saw somebody taking out their frustration and life disappointment on a kid, and it wasn't acceptable. And I hold everyone else accountable. Shame on the mom, because I'm suspect on you because they're traumatized. I've had a coach that I didn't respond to who was the kind that cussed the kid out. Every kid don't respond to that. You
Right.
might have a kid that's grew up in that environment that can respond to that, but most kids, you killing my courage, you killing my confidence, you killing, me. So every kid doesn't respond to that, man. So I hope that he didn't have a negative impact on this young man. And there's a kid, I'm pretty sure they're 6. It can't be no more
like 7 or 8, and then he double dipped. He went back for more. Like, what's happening with you, man? What kind of frustration you got trying to get off on this kid, man? That bothered me.
Yeah. Like that's like, where's the other coaches? Like, where's the other grown men? Like when those kids are in your custody, those are your kids. And you must treat them like that. At least that's what I was told when I was coaching. Those are your kids. So if you see another grown man knocking down this kid, violently hitting this kid, you have to say something to him. I don't care if that's the head coach. I don't care. You need to say something. Hey, bro, that's a little too much, bro. Chill out. And then you go for a second hit. Maybe if someone stepped in, then it wouldn't have been a second hit. Like this is crazy, man. We cannot take that level of sports that seriously. These are children. These are just children. There's no $1 million to win. There's no That's not a Super Bowl. It's just a game, and it's just crazy to me. How can you get to that level? And like you said, Horace, I think this life frustrations you taking out on that kid. I don't think it has much to do with the kid, but it's just sad, man.
Well, the resolving that was a poor interview, a poor apology by the adult, and I read that the man was banned from coaching from, I guess, Pop Warner Pee Wee League. So I don't know if that's the final resolve, because you should be banned from a lot of stuff. You have to examine that person's personality. But I want to go straight into the microwave while I see got Jeff Leday in the comments still. I'm gonna ask you something. And this was a meme that I joined in on a few weeks ago. And bro, it really went for a long time. It was a good little thread. And men and women were on both sides of the fence with it. Chris is freezing. Hey, Chris, is it wrong to keep smashing a woman who is deeply in love with you, but you have zero feelings for her? In fact, I'm going to go to Zay on this one. Is it wrong to keep smashing a woman who is deeply in love with you, Zay, but you don't have those same feelings? In fact, it says you have zero feelings for her, Zay. Please share your thoughts on this topic.
At first light of this topic, I said, oh, hell no, because he grown. But then I sat back and I thought about it, and he is wrong. I thought about what my friend Mario said, and he said, you got to end that contract. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're dealing, because when you're dealing in that realm, again, they always say, men, they can smash and they don't care. That's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? They just contain it, and they understand the level of caring that they got to put into it. Women are different creatures. You know what I'm saying? They think with their heart. So if y'all smash and they feel like, first and foremost, if you smash, there's some type of attraction there. You see what I'm saying? And for a guy to keep on knowingly knowing that, you know what, this ain't gonna go nowhere, and he hasn't defined that up front, I think he's dead wrong. Now, if he defined it up front, and it's 2 adults that are having consensual sex, he's not wrong at all. He's not wrong at all, because she signed at the dotted line. So she knows exactly what she signed up for. And accountability is something that we talk about heavily. We're not going to be allowed to let them slip that knot of accountability with that, just because they thought that this man was going to change his mind if I put this box on. But that's just my thought. I could be wrong. What you got, Chris?
Well, You know what? Let me go to Horace first. I want to hear what he got to say because I may be a little different.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because Xavier, your comments were interesting, my friend. I wanted to say interesting indeed. Let me ask y'all guys something, especially with this one. And I posed this question, being I'm going to put on my asshole hat tonight. The comment said, "Is it wrong to keep smashing a woman who is deeply in love with you, but you have zero feelings for her?" Let me ask y'all a question: if a store leaves the doors unlocked and a homeless or hungry person go in to grab a snack every night, is it robbery or is it charity?
I think that's charity.
Okay, all right. You know, he might sweep up after he leave, but every night you leaving this thing unlocked. So I will say that we had a movie about this. It was called Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Y'all remember that with Martin and the pretty old lady? Can't think of her name. Very iconic actor, so I apologize for not knowing her name. I can't say it's wrong. I will say that it's probably reckless.
I'm gonna go with that.
Right?
Okay.
I will, however, highlight the danger factor. How many times in our community have we seen stories like this where a dude is smashing, and like a term that my daddy told me, you hit the button. When you done did some things to that woman that she's never gonna be able to cover for, you done went too far inside. You tapping cervix. You didn't pump joy juice in her. Listen, at that point, you got to know what comes with that. So I will say that you got to highlight the danger factor, and many people have actually died in these kind of relationship scenarios. Do not play with a woman when she thinks that she is in love with you, because a lot of time, a lot of the most iconic Hall of Fame meat slangers have had women that have drove cars into buildings. They have killed themselves. They have killed him. My boy from Tennessee, I can't remember the quarterback. Steve McNair. Steve McNair was having an affair with a young lady, twice his age or whatever. Home, his wife is home. He's at her house taking a nap. She shoots him in the head while he's taking a nap. He's waking up like, what the fuck happened? So
he's not
I think
at all.
Yeah. Well, he had to wake up somewhere. So I can't say it's wrong. I will say that it's very, very reckless. And you have to be able to deal with what comes with that, man. Because a lot of people do things and they be like, I don't know why she's acting crazy. You definitely know why she's acting crazy. So you got to have some responsibility for that. Chris.
Well, there's a couple of things in this post that, I think that we need to shed light on. As devil is always in the details. Well, the first thing is this. It says good. Good is subjective. So we would have to define wrong. That's what it said. Wrong is subjective. My wrong may not be your wrong. Her wrong may not be my wrong. And what I've seen from the Kevin Samuels clip, that man and woman can watch the same exact clip, hear it, and get two totally different views from it, hear two totally different things, see two totally different things. So the wrong thing, I throw that out because that's subjective. Feelings, and they say zero feelings. So it says feelings. Okay, I believe that when we talk about these situations, we only talk about the feeling of love and like and things like that. But there's more feelings in that they are. So I believe that we never talk about hate, dislike, or lust, because those are also feelings. And for some strange reason, hate and dislike seems to be more triggering and have emotional connection to people than the love and like. I'll give you an example. People can say they hate you, but then like your post, comment on your post, or just comment to troll you. They'll be around you just because they hate you. And then with lust, like, we forgetting that lust is another feeling. So it's not zero feelings. It's just not the feeling, the like and love feelings. that could keep them going. And when we talk about lust, like she might do something really, really good. I think that as men can separate sex from feelings. They just have the ability to separate sex from feelings. He doesn't have to like you per se to have sex with you, especially if you're really, really good at one area of sex. That man will continue to come back because you're really, really good at that one area of sex. And when it comes down to you telling me about she love you, I tell men to be very, very cautious of that. Women will tell you they love you, but I personally believe, this is just my opinion, especially for the dating man, not the married man, maybe not even the long-term relationship guy, but as a dating guy, be careful about women telling you they love you. I personally don't believe that. I believe that women love what you provide, and I believe that women love how do you make them feel. But I don't per se believe that they actually love. So I think that you can continue to do that. I think that we all adults, whoever feels like they're being wrong, that is the person that's supposed to stop it, not the person that's getting what they want out of the deal. If I'm getting pleasure and I'm happy with this deal, you the one have to stop it. I understand DeMario thinks that that we supposed to be the contract breakers, but I think that whoever's not getting what they want out of the deal, those are the people that should be the contract breakers. But
agreed. That's agreed, Chris. Because that's like right along the lines of what I was saying. With you being an adult, you are the personal, or you are the CEO of you. You feel me? So therefore, you know what you do like, or what you can stand and you can't stand. And whenever the heat is hot, you need to get the hell out of the kitchen. That's what they told us when we were young. So I mean, you know when it's too hot for you, get up out of there. So as adults too, and accountability, I don't think that you can rightly fault that man, because if he's finding pleasure in it, he's gonna keep going back. But if you seeing that you're not getting what you want out the deal as the other party, you got to blow the whistle.
Let's be honest. I ain't being tender on this subject. Who don't like free food, right? No, being real. I say this all the time. This comes from TD Jakes, so be mad at TD Jakes. Men don't want sex. Men need sex. It's a physical thing. Let a man go 30 days without sex and see if he can't fight a bear. You know what I mean? Women is a different thing. Women need to be romanced, and part of that romance is that exchange. So they need a romantic, hey, make love to me. And a man can do anything as long as he gonna pump joy juice. It's a difference. We need sex. We need sex. And the joy juice, it is joy juice, but we need sex. We don't want it. If it came in a can, a lot of people would be out of gas. We need it.
Well, what I done seen, man, they're like us. They're just like us, bro. They it's not everybody. They don't need feelings all the time. I done seen them. I done seen them on girls trips. I done seen them out the country. They don't need feelings all the time. They probably telling you that they probably telling us that. I don't mean to say you specifically. They probably telling us that because that's a good game to run. If she comes off and telling you, well, I need to have an emotional connection and this and the third, that's a defense mechanism. So to make you think that, okay, well, I'm not easy to hit, but that's not always the case. And I think that in a lot of situations, that I've been in, yes, they don't need that much. They need the same amount of initiation that we do. They screw just like we screw. So I'm done with the whole coddling of women. I'm done with the whole, well, you have to not do something. We have a female in charge of this country as vice president. You have to be able to live in this world now. We can't take it easy on no one anymore. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to deal with whatever comes with it. And at some point in your life, especially something that you've been practicing over 20 years, you should have a grip on having sex and having a relationship. You should be able to separate those two. They gotta be separate from you, or you're just not living in the reality and how things are right now. That's just the truth, man. We can't continue We can't continue this. These are not children. These are absolutely not children. They having sex. They want to have sex, and if they don't get the feelings that they want to get from it, now all of a sudden that you're getting made to be a bad guy, which is just
you wrong.
unfair.
You wrong whenever they don't get the
Exactly.
desired result that they were looking for. Now all of a sudden,
all of a sudden you
yeah,
the worst guy in the world. Now all of a sudden you had zero feelings. I look, you can't hide zero feelings. You just can't. Look, I've screwed women with zero feelings. I can't hide that. Most men cannot hide the fact that I don't have any feelings for you in that capacity. And most of the time women know that. You know what I'm saying? And if they continue to do it, that's on them. Because we're going to, if he's good at fellatio, we're going to continue to get the fellatio. That's just the truth. If you don't want to do it, then stop doing it. If you want a relationship and you haven't gotten it, then you have to press the brakes on this. Now, the whole thing always is this. What advice would you give your daughter? Would you give your daughter the advice to continue the relationship even though you feel like he has zero feelings for you? Whatever advice you would give your daughter, you take that advice. That's my opinion on that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if this adds to the conversation or not, but I have ruined a lot of early relationships not believing that the woman loved me simply because right after we had sex, she was so in love. Like, oh, babe, it turned into babe. Oh, I love you. And I'm like, oh, I don't really know you yet. We just had sex and we having sex. So we went from A to Z, and the only contributing factor has been sex, right? And I think Vanessa said something. Most of the time, they're not in love. They just dick dizzy. Let her get one better than the one she get and trust. The love crap goes out the window. You might be true. Listen, I've only been fired once in my life. It was definitely mind-boggling. I wanted to meet the dude. Like, I know you lying, but you definitely sometimes, got to go to the sidelines. Even Tom Brady had to change teams. So, listen, Horace, that was lust. Yeah, maybe it was, but lust, sex, romance, it all results in joy juice pumping.
Let's talk about this lust.
Yeah.
These black women. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, you talk about it. Please elaborate before I go to that topic.
Well, we were talking about that as you said, the lust, and we were going to go into these young women and them as far as these role reversals and how it comes into play with traditional marriage or these biblical terms and the roles inside the house. Because it's the lust for power, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lust for a man, like you just said. But then here we go, we seem to get the order of operations out the way, I feel like, as it pertains to God, man, woman, and children. But I guess we're going to elaborate on that a little more.
Yeah, I'm about to elaborate right now because I'm going to ask you can add that in your comments. Listen, this is my topic here, and I'm not going to reword it because somebody feels attacked. Are black men and women, and this comes from a show from the G series that I did with Chris and I did with the Nate Simone, TikTok star Nate Simone, where TikTok star, she got 200K, where we were talking about relationships, dating in 2020, and she went back and forth with the date doctor where she was saying that there can be two heads in a relationship, like a man and women can be equal, and it turned into a whole conversation. So I asked, and I formed this question: are black men and women, because no other ethnicity is having the problems that black men and women are having, are black men and women unable to unite in relationships, marriages, etc., due to women no longer accepting the traditional or biblical order of the man being the head in a relationship when it comes to black women and black men? Did I get that down to y'all?
Sounds great to me.
Chris, date doctor, you was on the show. Let's go. Wait, Chris, I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
Say the mute button, OG.
Yeah, you might have went cold.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounded like my stuff was going out. That's why I took the headphones off. But What I will say is this: it's the same thing I said on the show. I think that women don't have practice in listening to a black man or being under black male authority. A lot of times they're not growing up with the father in the house, so you don't get it there. Sometimes the father, or if you have father, sometimes that father is more of a weak father that gives off all the power of the household to his wife. So then you're not getting the full effect of black authority. Then now you go to school, and most of the teachers in school are not black males. I was talking to one of my good friends this weekend, D.T. Henry, who's who's a professor, who's major in has a doctorate in education. 2% nationwide black male teachers. So you don't have to deal with it then. So you never have to really deal with, also in the workspace. They don't have to deal with being hired by a black man, being fired by a black man. They just never have to deal with it. So when it comes down to the dynamic of relationships, it's kind of tough for them because they never had to deal with black male authority. When it comes down to like traditional or biblical sense, I don't touch that. I leave it up to you guys because you guys know a little bit more about that than me. But what I've seen is most black women are Christian. That's just, I don't know many black female atheists. I don't know many black female Buddhists or whatever. So most of the black women I meet are black Christians. But what happens is they like to pick and choose out of the Bible. They love the scripture of he who finds a wife finds a good thing, but they don't want to look at the part where it says the man is the head. They kind of disregard that. So that's what a lot of Christians do. We pick and choose which part of we want to follow, and we do it like that. So what happens is, I think that when you get into that situation, you want to be equal. Just like they say on the show, they saying equal, and I agree. Black men and women are equal. I just don't think they're identical, and we should look at it like that. All men are created equal. Everybody is equal. Your child is equal to you. That doesn't mean that your child needs to be making final decisions in the household. I believe that black men in itself need to take on more authoritative roles in life, period, and especially in the home. Like I said on the show, I know black men that want to put things in their baby mama name or their mama name. That's not assuming responsibility. When you assume a responsibility, then you get practice responsibility. Then you get to use that spreads off into your life, especially at your job. We're not truly trying our best to open businesses so that we can go to damn, I'm really breaking up here. I'm gonna pass this off, and I'll be right back, y'all.
All right, let me take that from Chris. Are black men and women unable to unite due to women no longer accepting the traditional order? And then Muriel Taylor, why do you think black couples are the only ones with that problem? Sadly, no. One ethnicity follows that male head of household closely anymore. Sadly, no one ethnicity. Well, the interesting part about that is on the G series, where a show where me, the Nate Simone, and Chris talked about it, we were only going off some data that was given to us, saying that compared to white and Hispanic homes, that our numbers were far different. So that's why we highlighted that. So I wanted to make that point. To me, Zay, I think a lot of women, I'm gonna have to get this hate mail tomorrow. I think a lot of women know what they want, but don't understand what comes with what they want. When we looked at the Kevin Samuels video, when you looked at the Kevin Samuels video, she highlighted 6 figures. I need a man with 6 figures. And I don't think women understand how hard it is for a man. I don't think women understand how hard it is for a real man. I'm not talking about the dude that you like and you know he ain't worth a damn. I'm talking about a real man. Because once that man's become a father, he becomes a husband, he's carrying on additional stuff. So now his load is a little more harder. And I think black women for this topic have to be open to seeing their part in the issue between black men. We know the issues black men have, but I think black women have to be open to say we have a part in it as well. Because I ask y'all something. How many times have you heard a man when asked about what he's looking for in a woman, when he's asked about his ideal woman, what kind of woman he want to date, marry? How many times have you ever heard a man say he needs a woman that makes 6 figures?
No, he doesn't care. And Kevin had actually highlighted that he doesn't care about her income.
So I say this to the angry crowd. I think more men are looking for partners and a mate compared to women, because more women are looking for. I think that the new era of women that are succeeding the 6 figures, and some of the women that have the house, have the car, have the home, have gotten to a point where they're looking for a mate. They say they want a mate, but it's more like I'm looking for that. I ain't gonna say that mirror, but they're looking for because in reality, you can find a lot of good dudes that don't care about how much you're making. He's still gonna be the man. He's still gonna love you. He's gonna be that person that you say that you're praying for, right? I think more women now are looking for security and lifestyle. I think men, and I stand on that. I think men, you don't never hear a man say, I want 6 figures. He like, I just want a chick that's gonna have my back. I'm looking for someone I'm gonna find some peace in. I'm looking for a woman that's gonna pray for me. I'm looking for somebody I can be vulnerable with. And then you flip it on the other side. My women are saying, oh, I need him to be 6'7". I need him to make 6 figures. I need that. And you got probably about 10, you probably got 1 or 2 brothers out of 10 that fit that criteria. Now you got a whole bunch of women in line trying to get this dude like people wait for the portalet at a festival. Everybody's at this dude, but you got 8 other dudes like, okay. Oh, this white woman, she sees something in me. Okay. So give me that hate mail.
I want to say something.
Hey, if you're leading where we're going, I'm just saying, again, men, get to know men. I know people personally that they don't give a brother the time of day. They look at him, profile, oh girl, he don't look like he bought nothing. He don't look like he got nothing. Hell, I was that dude. Remember the expedition? Boy, I done had people profile me, and I'm like, you ain't got nothing. But now I done changed the website. I'm at the red light beep. I'm at the inbox. Dumb as I had money before. You should. The dude that got the new car got a payment now.
The thing that kills me is this: we always hear the price of. It seems like the price of cooperation and submission is so high for us. Like they tell us we'll follow, but you need to know how to lead. Like you can't define leadership. That's like a pseudo manager and saying, "Oh, I'm the manager," but I don't. You don't have to listen to me or anything like that. Like the thing is this: you can't define our leadership. I understand if you want to experience our leadership, then that's what the courting stage is for. That's what the relationship stage is for. To notice if this man can makes good decisions. Is he a leader? But as far as trying to tell him how to be a leader, then that means he's not a leader. That means you are doing it. You're just a puppet and you're pulling the strings. What has to happen is one for us. I put it on us more than anything else. We have to take on the responsibilities a lot more, and that's from ground up to all aspects of our life. We have to take on more responsibilities. But at the same time, when it comes to women, we cannot be back down, and we cannot let them tell us how we supposed to lead. We know how to lead. Get out the way and let us do that. And as far as where we're going to the top, baby. Buckle in the seat, turn on the radio, and we're going to the top.
Well, hold on. Let me address something that I seen, because I saw some women making some remarkable comments about, them having a problem with submitting because men don't have an example, so they don't know how to lead. Right? We hear you, ladies. So if you have that much sense to recognize that when you have an individual that's willing to come to the table with you, right? And I say this all the time, try and get on the same page with that individual. If you know that he needs a little help, don't be so hard. You feel me? Because he don't have any blueprint to go by, but he's trying. You got to start with that. You understand what I'm saying? And try and build from that. You dig what I'm saying?
But how did he get her?
Huh?
How did he get her? If he couldn't lead, how did he get her? If he
Can
wasn't good at this, how did he get her? You can't tell me I can't lead, but I was good enough to get you. That doesn't make sense.
But that was just the start, though, Chris. That was just the start.
Right.
So it could have been a physical attraction. It could have been something intellect-wise, right? However, what happened?
You missing something.
Talk to me.
We both, I'm the protector. I'm the man. So I'm in front because I'm the protector. We walking down this dark hallway. I'm in front. I'm the man. I got to protect you. We both going down the hallway. We don't know where it leads to.
Right.
We both going forward into life in a relationship. We don't know what's in store. So you saying if you're leading where we going, shit, we're going to we both going the same direction.
But start asking those silly questions and start figuring out how you can help get you to where you're going. Okay, sit down. Maybe that guy is a man. He knows and wants to. He wants to lead. He knows that he has to lead, but he might need some help. Help him out along the way. Don't try to tell him what to do. I don't think he's gonna try to tell you what to do. He's gonna let you be open. But y'all got to figure out how y'all gonna get down the road. And y'all bickering about who's in control is a problem. And I think that's a problem that happens a lot. So as the question was saying, is it hard for the black man and the black woman to unite due to the differences with or them accepting traditional or biblical roles, whatever the case may be? I think that's where the problem comes in at. Let that man be the head. Let that man be the head. Be his helpmeet. Meet him where his weaknesses are. Try to be his strength or pop those ideas into his head so that he can take it and run with it so he can lead y'all. One thing I'm a firm believer in is a man is the head and a woman is the neck. Meaning that man leads y'all situation, but he can't do any of this without you. Women, y'all are very smart. But I think y'all using it the wrong way. Aid that man so that y'all can be better. That's all I keep talking about. And I think that'll solve a lot of the problems. Stop worrying about, I make more money than him. I'm the head of the house. But you cause a conflict of interest inside your house, and y'all never gonna get anywhere. Y'all gonna be
You're emasculating them.
Look at this.
You definitely emasculating them. I don't give a damn how much money he makes.
Look at this comment about Weber. You want an old school woman, but not an old school man. My grandfather used to bring my grandmother home his entire check, and she gave him what was left. Great man. What man is doing that today? But want to be leaders and want us to follow. That is an amazing price. Your whole entire check just for submission. That's for cooperation. That is crazy. That makes no sense. We are both in this together. Every great corporation works this way. From your school, from business, from the government, every corporation run this way. There is a head, and that person, that leader, he goes back to his council and makes the best decision for that situation. Now, what I'm saying is this: the reason why I want to fit that role is because if I do mess up, I'm going to go through hell and high water to make sure that we get out of this. I want to put the brunt on me. I want to put the weight on me. If I make a bad decision, which I will, I'm not perfect. I'm going to make a bad decision. But if I do, I'm going to go all out to fix this situation. I'm going to go all out, do everything I possibly can. I see that coming. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make this right. And I'm not going to put that type of stress on my lady to make up for the decision that she made wrong. So in every case, I'm going to be the one that's going to dig us out of this situation. All I ask for is cooperation. All I ask for is belief. Belief goes a long way when it comes to a man. If a woman is that man's number one cheerleader, it's amazing what a man can do. But it's time that we start to do that. Believe in that man. That man can probably lead in all aspects of his life. But what he needs from his woman. And the reason why he picked that particular woman, because she gives him the courage. He gives them the motivation to make these tough decisions. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that women, I don't want to talk down on women at all, but at the same time, I believe I put it on us. We need to take on these responsibilities. We need to take on our household. We need to get into entrepreneurship. We need to create jobs so that we are authoritative. And that's my take on it.
Now listen, I want to go back to something Weber said about the household, because my grandfather was similar to an extent. However, she's like, these dudes now are like that. You know why? Not to bash some of my brothers. It's a difference between boys and men. A lot of y'all playing with the boys, and a lot of people ain't got no jobs. A lot of jokers ain't got no jobs, but you don't hold them people accountable. You got to have some accountability as well for the choices that some of y'all are making. So a woman say, well, ain't no guys out there like that. I know 3 that be on this screen every week. You know what I mean? So every dynamic is different. You got men saying, you know, they looking for the perfect woman. You got women saying ain't no good men and no decent men. And then the decent men be like, I'm right here. I just don't look like you think I should look.
Right.
I don't.
Well, I'm not gonna listen to that shit. I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight with you. I didn't pick you to fight with you over and over again. Look, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't have any ill will towards you. I want the best for us and whatever situation that we got going on. But what I ain't gonna do is fight with you over and over again about that. I have to make these decisions. I have to be precise, and I have to live with whatever I do. And I'm gonna face that. But no, I'm not negotiating everything, man. That's what make these tender dick men they're so scared to make a decision. That's why he asking you where you want to go, because he's not used to saying, hey, this is where we're going. You know what I'm saying? You can't be picking chooses with this shit. You have to sit back and allow that man to say, okay, well, this is the directive that he want to go with. Let me follow him and see what he's gonna do, because he has the willpower to do it, or pick better men. Because there's a lot of us like that. We're not going to go into this whole male bashing, men ain't this and men ain't that. No, absolutely not. We are like that. We are one of the leading in fatherhood. We are one of the highest grossing people in this world. There's so many great things about us, and it seems like when we talk to our women, it ain't nothing but a bunch of they ain't this and they ain't that. Man, I don't want to hear that shit no more, man. I'm tired of hearing that shit, man.
Listen, I think we're gonna have another round. I have triggered Chris, who is just turning to the sponsor killer.
Everybody on this show takes care of their kids, work, has another business on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Damn near every man I know is like that. Look, it's not my fault that you're going into Stony Brooks and trying to find your goddamn prince. That's not my fault. That's your decision you making. A lot of us are like this. A lot of us are doing big things, man. I'm tired of all this goddamn male bashing. That's all I hear. I'm tired of it.
Well, I would say this, and I pose this question to the ladies. So the lady that was on the screen and said she's looking for a guy with 6 figures. I always say when I dated, the experience I had in Atlanta was different from the experience I had in Palm Beach. If I never moved away to Atlanta and visited other places, I probably would have married somebody from Palm Beach. When I went to Atlanta, I met women that had their own house, car, jobs, all of it. They was established. And they really would be like, I just want a decent dude. You know, we ain't going to talk about why it's a shortage of men in Atlanta, but she really wanted a dude. I've had friends that have met a woman that just wanted a decent dude. She's giving him money to start a business. Hey, she done fixed them up. I ain't saying that's what y'all got to do, but you know, it's different down here. I meet women that's you cute. And then we had that conversation and it's like, you ain't got nothing. You telling me what I need to have on my list of things. And you don't have anything on that list your damn self. Like you ain't got nothing but maybe a good 2 rounds once or twice a week. Like you don't have. So I say all that to say the man with the 6 figures that you are talking about is saying the things that I'm saying. The man with the 6 figures is looking for X type of chick. He might even smash you. He might even talk to you. But when it comes down to his list is a little different as well. So I'm saying, how many times have you seen a woman that's making the 6 figures in this region go and get a brother that will genuinely love her, care for her, and be that dude a chance. It's
Yeah,
some
the
blue
hard time
collar
coming.
dude. It's some blue collar dudes that work for the city and do all, you know what I mean, that got jobs. He didn't go to Harvard. He didn't go to FAM. He ain't got no degree, but he worked every week and
But
he take care of home. He don't care about how much money you make. He gonna pay the bills and that it ain't no
And do
Tyler
but that
and
would
do
Perry.
it.
be but
He's
that
gonna
would
do
be that
exactly what
average
Reed
guy.
was saying her grandfather did. You understand?
Right.
He's gonna take that bit that he has and does everything that he can so that that wife can pour into him so that they can get wherever it is that they need to be. I heard someone made mention of our brother, and I'm gonna speak up in his defense because he's not here. They said, "Where is he to set the tone?" One thing y'all know about my brother, and two things for certain, that biblical order is definitely in effect. He's definitely the head of his household. His wife is definitely his helpmeet. She's gonna be his strength where
Help
he's
me.
weak at,
Help me.
and he's gonna continue to do the rest. So I think one of the problems that happen inside of that is with the individuals, the young ladies like the one you're speaking about that make that high income, they don't know how to yield to that man being the head. And I think about a few years back, I think our good brother Kevin Williams, if he's in the comments, Kevin made a post once saying, how would you a woman, how could you believe that a man can be the head of the household or the leader? Would you let him be the head of the household or the leader if you were the breadwinner for the house? And most women that I see aren't able to do that. They aren't able to let that man lead just because they make more money than him. It causes more conflicts in the household because instead of submitting, they have something to say that's probably counterproductive to them getting where they need to be. And I think that when it comes to the traditional way of living or the biblical standpoint, I think that's where the problem
Right.
comes in and us uniting.
I want to say
We
two things. Chris, I want to highlight two things before I go to Chris.
okay.
You have to, if you don't believe in something, you're not going to trust it. I used to tell y'all, complain I would meet females that have lost their faith in decent dude, that the belief that is a decent dude, that instead of us getting to know each other the first 2 weeks, they spend trying to prove that I'm just like all the other ain't crap dudes that she's met before. So when that comment said the man that's making six figures never home and probably cheating, if you think all men cheat, how are you going to receive the decent dude? You ain't going to receive him because you can't believe in him. And back to Weber's post for my comment, we do check people that man bad because sometimes men that bash women, you have to look at their character. Because most of the time, dudes that bash women sometimes want to be women. You know what I mean? But you have to separate when it's a man bashing, and when a man is venting, asking a woman to look at something that they are doing. And that's what we do sometime on here. Like sometimes we just want y'all to be open to say, like, damn, keep it 100. Sometimes we just want you to keep it 100. It can't everything be it's a man's fault. Chris.
Well, I wanted to speak on the highlighting of women bashing. I think that we've said on this show over and over again that we're not in support of female bashing. Now, corrective criticism, yes, we may have something that's that you may not agree with, but as far as women bashing, that it's counterproductive. If you constantly highlight bad women, then that's the ones that get the shine, and we're not talking about highlighting good women, which would create more good women. So
All right.
I think that we should never ever, but I don't think that's our fight. Honestly, that's not our fight. That is when women see men bashing women online. Why don't you block them? Why don't you stop talking to them? Why don't you make it so men that bash women, and I mean true bashing, they don't never get no box. And I guarantee you they'll stop bashing women if they stop screwing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. I don't think that I don't support any bashing of women, because I think that as black women and black men, we don't have time for that. We have time to have open and honest, constructive conversations. Yes, but as far as just these hoes ain't this and these, no, you don't hear that. You ain't gonna hear that on this show. On this specific show, you're not gonna hear that. But we are open to have constructive conversation. Like we get it in the messages every
All
single
the
week.
time.
Women speak their mind. we listen to these comments and then we rebuttal from those comments. But it's never going to be a time, not on this show, where you're going to hear us just bashing women. But yes, we are open for discussion.
Well, Chris, the thing with the male bashing, and I say it again, the best thing about the show Saturday, I think it was Friday, Saturday G series, I was surprised at all the YouTube comments that came in. And you made a good point about accountability, because I personally know a group that I had to sit down with of friends that say, listen, all y'all single, and all y'all do is male bash. You know what I mean? Like, it's the fourth quarter. They in their 30s, they in their high 40s. And I'm like, you got one person, you have one person in this whole group that just keeps the mess up. Oh, girl, we should do a girls trip, and this is like, you have to put that person out of. I don't understand that rationale of, because we don't male bash, we don't bash women on here, and we don't like women bashing us. I'm just saying, if y'all don't, and highlight to the women, if you do not believe in men, then how are you going to receive us? If you think that all men cheat, when I meet you, you accusing me of cheating all the time, I don't want to be around that. That's not even peaceful. You know what I mean? You need to resolve why you think every man cheat. That mindset sometimes, man. Like I say, I'll meet women who the first 2 weeks will treat me like I'm the most doggest dude. Oh, I know you got a bunch of hoes. Oh, I bet you do this, and I bet you do this. Like, Google me. I hate to say that because that sounds good, but do your research. Like, damn, I might be just a decent dude. Why can't you believe that you actually meeting a decent dude? But some people have so much PTSD, which we're going to talk about, that they cannot accept that there's some decent people out there. And sometimes they can't accept it because of some of the dirt they've done. We don't ever talk about that. We don't talk about that, right? Because for a long time, I was that person. I remember when I was way back in the day where I would mess with some chicks and she'd be like, oh, I got a dude after we didn't smash. Or she'd be like, oh, I told him I'm going to the wash house. And she done came over and she out. You know what I mean? So that messed with my self-esteem for a long time, because I like my trust was gone. And honestly, I always say, like, if it ever came back to me, I had to accept it because I was that dude. So how can I not think I'm special enough that it doesn't happen to me in the future? So, karma is something. Ladies, man, you smile too much.
Yeah, you're not special. That's what I'm thinking. You're not
what?
special. You're not special.
None of
back.
A lot of people think they're special.
You're not special.
A lot of people think they're special, though.
Yeah,
this is true.
Like the rules don't apply to them, like karma doesn't apply to them. And it applies to all of them. You can't live this player life and I think that some of that residue is gonna come back on you. Because it's gonna come back. And you gotta be willing to take it. You just have to be willing to take it. But at the same time, man, I think that it's just counterproductive for us to talk down on black women. It's counterproductive. It makes no sense. So we always want to uplift and talk and to shed light on positive black women. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of them. We have a lot of entrepreneur women right here in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We got what's up?
And we got a red hostile brother in the comments. We got Terrell. I just said it messed up my trust. Terrell. We got to get Terrell on the show because he has been the angry waffle color brother for a lot of episodes, and we got to bring him on because his thoughts are just different.
He is the hybrid man, you can say.
Yeah, we might do that. But let me ask you something. Is male bashing at record level highs due to women not accepting accountability? You know what I mean? And I'm asking the women, like, we just trying to have a conversation because, like, it's just a trendy thing when you read comments, they be like, he ain't this, he ain't that. In fact, it came from a meme the other day, what I shared with y'all, where the girl's like, oh, I didn't ask this dude, I asked dude for $200 about 3 times a week, and he always talking about he ain't got it. You know what I mean? I'm like, and he called the man broke and all this stuff, right? And I'm like,
yes, you ain't got it.
But you ain't got it.
Classic.
Like, why am I giving you $600? You know what I mean? Like, these new dudes are a little different, but is male bashing at a record high because of who?
I don't think that male bashing is at a record. Well, I take that back. I'm explaining what I'm saying. So the male bashing that we think that we're hearing is more of an accountability thing. So when we talk about the bad choices that are being made, right? A lot of women make bad choices and then they blame men. You know, man, dog, he didn't want to do this. You know, whatever. Yada yada yada. You heard it before, right? But I think that somewhere along the lines, what's being messed up or being misconstrued is
Yep.
truth, hard truth. When you're being truthful with an individual, especially a woman, and they can't take it, they'll turn that what you're saying into a negative. But it's just a hard truth. I'm not trying to be negative with you. I'm trying to help you. And oftentimes what happens, I think, or what I see, is because we're living in a time right now where everyone wants to be positive, that when you do hit them with a little bit of truth, that you're seen as negative, and now the bashing begins. And I hate that, because if you're gonna ever become better at anything that you're doing, you gotta look at the part that you're bad at so that you can work on it. And that's not, that's not to be bashed because the person is pointing that out to you. They're not trying to demean you or down you. They're trying to actually help if you will be receiving of that knowledge. But a lot of women are not. So they'll take that, turn it against you, and all of a sudden they play victim and you're the bad guy. I see it a lot. Doesn't mean that it's the only way that it goes, but I do see it a lot. And that can be misconstrued as that male bashing that you guys are seeing.
Both of y'all tackle that question from Weeba before we go. So if a woman asks for money, that means she's broke, or
No.
if she's making sure he's doing something. No, what I was saying in the comments is not a relationship between boyfriend and girlfriend. It's just like everybody just casually messing with everybody. And y'all go at a dude, be like, oh, give me a couple dollars. Dude that got that tricks like that, that's his MO. That's what he does. But we were saying that you're gonna have. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get man law violation for this. This is a free one for the ladies. The dudes y'all mess with, if all his money in his pocket, Zay, he ain't got no money.
Heard it before.
Yeah, Chris, I'm sorry.
Well, for me, I feel like a hit dog holler. If she calls you broke and you start hollering, then that you probably is. I don't see why you even have to give a damn what she feels like. Like we can't be so affected by women, by a critique from women, like or bullying from women. Like if she call you broke, who gives a fuck? Who gives a damn that she call you broke or a dog or whatever? We gotta stop. We gotta stop that, man. We have to self-define ourselves with us. Like we need to be able to tell what's a real man and what's a broke man and all that. We have to come together on that situation. We can't worry about what women say. A woman is going to say what works for her. So if she says you broke and you listen to that, now you're going to automatically become an ATM to her, or you're going to get away. If you have, I think women respect strength more than anything else. So you can't focus on that. And as far as the male bashing, I think it's just culture. When we watched that same clip, everybody talked when it was in an uproar, and most of the women was in an uproar about that man too, the way that man spoke to that woman. The next day, a clip comes out where he's telling a man, asking him about the size of his package and how and the way he, talked about that. There wasn't no outrage about that because that's culture. It's just culture. It's okay to talk to to men that way. But again, we can't be so sensitive that we care what every woman says about us. You know what I'm saying? I seen a clip where a man was talking about he's on a budget and he couldn't do this, and then the woman got upset. You can't give a damn if she get upset. You have to stick to your guns, stick to your plan, stick to your purpose, and continue to move forward. Don't worry about what some woman gonna say, because she's gonna get it. She's gonna get that to whoever she wants to give it to. No.
I'm gonna throw an audible on y'all guys. I was reading a comment from Tink Bell. I think the word is compassion. I believe men and women should have compassion towards each other when they're bashing or venting. Usually it stems from failed relationships, trauma, etc. I'm always reacting to the bashing as they must be hurt and hope they heal. Interesting you say that, because we got a show. I have a trademark for PTSD, which nobody hardly talks about. Post-traumatic single disorder, post-traumatic daters. But I'm gonna throw an audible on y'all before we get up out the comments. Flex culture. Now we talked about that. Flex culture. How much does flex culture impact what we're saying right now? And when I say flex culture, I'm gonna define it. We live in a world in which status is defined by wearing logos, driving sports cars, listening to AirPods, being able to afford the latest sneaker. The flex culture is keeping the middle class living check to check. Let's start celebrating those who invest, who save money, who have simple clothes and provide for their family. And I said that because I know someone who just met somebody, right? And they judged him by what he drove, not knowing this man owns 3 businesses, and most people I know have money, not spending money on that type of stuff. He has plenty of money, doesn't work, has 3 businesses, but they looked at what he drove and missed it. And I told him, I was like, well, actually, that's a blessing for you. But on IG or dating, it just seemed like this image and this flex culture you don't even know who the hell you meeting. Hell, I tell you, I met somebody who on pictures looked like she was a Leah color, and when I met her, she looked like Zay, and she was like, "Oh, you don't know who I am?" Like, no, hello. So
I look good. What are you talking about, bro? That's fucked up.
I mean, I hope a woman don't look like you, but listen, how much does that impact, man? Because I seen y'all smile. Let me go to the comments because
it's one comment here. Well, Yolanda S. Wilson say these ninjas is dating each other. Let's be clear. And then
I can't disagree.
Weber likes it. Amber likes it, and then Vanessa write facts. Come on, man. Come on.
Wait a minute.
We love y'all.
Chris, I ain't gonna lie, dog. It kind of has some validity. I got to go to Facebook jail for this. Like, these some new Negroes out here, man. Boy, some of the stories we be seeing, man. But I got to go back to her comment because we was different. I don't care how much money I have.
You say she said what she said.
Man. And Yolanda West Wilson, if y'all ever see her live, tune in. Yolanda is missing a show. You don't know what's going to come out her mouth. She is missing a true talent indeed. But let's be honest, bro. We're the last of a dying breed because you got to admit, it's some stunting going on out here. It's some amazing things that's going on in here, man. So the wealthiest, I'm going to read some comments before we close out. The wealthiest people could care less about those things, which is what I'm saying. Yolanda said, y'all be dating y'all class.
No, she corrected it. Y'all dating out your class. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. A man should believe high in himself. There's no such thing as him dating out of his class.
Amber Doc said, I live in Atlanta. I'm just saying. Well, I tell you what, Atlanta ain't the same Atlanta that I left. Y'all done got gentrified, and I can't say the word because we got a sponsor. Fill in the blank. Gentrified, and what rhymes with gentrified? Fill in the blank. Yeah. Oh, well, there you go right there.
There you are.
Yeah, wow. There it goes right there, man. So, again, man, with the male bashing and the Kevin Samuels video, seeing everybody just outraged, we had to do that show simple.
These new dudes is gay. Come on, man. Stop that shit on this show, man. Let's stop. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're just not doing. No, we're not doing that. We're not. Chris. Man, come on, man.
Them new dudes ain't us.
Chris, you cannot stop a woman from saying the dude that she's meeting is gay.
How is she meeting all these gay dudes, though? Like,
that's
how
the question.
All these gay dudes. This Yolanda looks pretty decent. Like, how is she missing? How is she not getting men that don't want to just completely smash her all the time? Like, I don't understand that.
Yolanda is not. Yolanda don't have a problem getting men.
That's what I'm saying. So why is she meeting all these gay men?
She's observing. I think she's observing gay men. Yolanda don't have no problem. They might not make her cut, but Yolanda don't have no problem getting them in. That may be the difference. But that's a funny question in mind. Dewey, set your mindset like you build for success to remain yourself. That is definitely another light skin comment. You know damn well if you broke, you have no business dating a chick driving a Benz, and you know
Why
you
not?
can't.
That's
You
not
know?
true. That's not true.
Why
That's
not?
not fucking true. That's
If
not
they
true.
find happiness together, they may date.
Yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely do. I absolutely do. Her car means nothing to me. Her car means nothing to me. Her money means nothing to me. That means not. That doesn't make you any better than anything else. Especially when I can take care of myself. I don't give a shit what you driving because I don't need to drive it. I don't give a shit where you live because I don't need to live there. I don't give a shit how much money you make. I make my own. I take care of myself. I got my own business. Nothing of those tangible things that you can have matters to me. I'm looking for something far beyond that. What I'm looking for is respect and cooperation.
Mm.
You can crash that Benz tomorrow. Not only that, that Benz is a big ass bill. That all that house is a big ass bill. What's paying for that? Is any investments paying for that? Not to say this specifically to her, but what is paying for that? You racking up a bunch of debt doesn't impress me at all. I'm not speaking specifically to Yolanda, but the fact that you can rack up a bunch of debt and wear a bunch of designer shit when you should be wearing a black designer does not make a difference to me and does
Makes
not make
sense.
you above me. You know what I'm saying? That just
Right.
doesn't. If you can put me up on another level, then yes, I can tell you I can take that. If you can put me in a position where I can make more money because of your entrepreneurial spirit or your connections, yes, that might put you in a higher class than me. But your fucking car don't mean nothing to me.
Hey, Angry Man, let me tell you something. I think the subject of gay is coming up because there's a lot of talk about the black men in our city being gay or down low. Chris, listen, I don't be in the streets, so I don't know. I don't even be on Facebook anymore. I remember at one time stuff would happen and y'all would hear stuff that.
I just hope it's not the truth. I don't know per se. I just hope it's not the truth, man. I really hope that's not what's going on. I don't date men, so I really don't know. And I'm speaking. I might be speaking out of turn because they are the one that's dating men. So I don't really know. I just want to be supportive and think that men are not around here with all these beautiful women, especially these black women. These black women are so beautiful. These black women are leading in entrepreneurship, leading in education, leading in all these other categories. I don't understand why would you waste time going to a sausage party? That don't make no sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. But
what the term is, I always say, hey, it's a new country. I don't understand dude playing for the Packers. But Zay, you know what? Get me tonight because I'm throwing off tonight. I have not been on my hosting expertise tonight because of the gay thing. When I was in Atlanta, let's be honest, Atlanta was different for me because there is a shortage of straight men. There's already a shortage of single men, but there's a shortage of straight men. There was a big DL problem. There was a gay problem. So it was, like I said, it was different. So maybe me being a 7 here, I'm a 9 in Atlanta. You get what I'm saying? So it's different variables that come into play. I just had to ask. We just wanted to ask the women about the male bashing.
Stay in your class. I'm not an obedient boy.
I knew that was coming.
The comments are lady like buns and dogs. The ladies, man, it's so many fruitcakes walking these streets, and you will never know.
Man, what the hell have we opened up on this show tonight?
I got a question. If y'all bump into all these kind of guys out here in this world, and y'all find a dude that's heterosexual, and he willing to deal with you, and he's trying to work, why y'all ain't giving him a shot? Why y'all even pondering on these gay dudes? How y'all get there?
Because she's not looking for love. She's looking for.
They in the class. That's the class that she talking about. So
you don't look.
Go up in that class, you start to meet the metros, and that ain't what y'all like. It makes sense. Oh, okay, because the rough and cruff dudes, the regular guys,
is that
they not side. They pretty straight, I think.
Is that Miss Yolanda or is that Mrs. Yolanda? Which one? Because it don't seem. I don't know if American chosen you.
Chris, you the date doctor. You do not know Yolanda S. Wilson.
I don't have
that's
y'all 2 hours strong. You do not. Now you do not know her. Now listen, this is what I'm saying. Don't come up with no bad credit, no money. Her Meow Mix cost $75. Hey, to each his own, man. This show just went left
Too expensive for my
Right.
blood.
Oh man, listen. I feel like we the last defenders of the heterosexual right tonight, because maybe we need to go somewhere, because apparently we the last of a dying breed out here, because the comments are saying that we got a lot of people playing for the Packers.
And I said, you got a ring. That's what I'm talking about.
I understand it is, so get it right. No, but again, to the lady before we close out, this is my one thing. There are some good people out there. He just doesn't look like your fantasy. Woman grows up thinking about her marriage, how it's going to happen, how it's going to look, how she's going to get a proposal, how the dude is going to look, how the kids are going to look. And you don't really accept that sometimes you praying for Dominique Wilkins size dude, your soulmate might be Sherman Hemsley. He might be a small dude. He's your same height. Oh, you don't want nobody short, because when you wear heels, he gonna be shorter than you. Like, some of that stuff is just superficial. So I just gotta ask: do you really want love, or do you want the fairy tale ending? So, and I got beef with Zay tonight because he just been sitting back smiling tonight.
Funny as hell, bro. Funny as hell.
It sound like you got a gun to your head over there, man. You too quiet.
Under my head. I'm looking at the comments. I'm reading. I'm laughing. It's funny.
Feel like our studio got attacked by testosterone levels at record highs tonight.
That was estrogen.
Man, that was estrogen.
That definitely was estrogen.
Listen, I'm gonna retreat. We was waiting on Mario. Let's highlight this. DeMario Hardy, who is married last year this time, since he's not here, I'm not going to congratulate him. I guess we are going to do that. You know what I mean?
My dog on his honeymoon, goddamn it. Y'all know what's going on, man. There go my dog. Happy anniversary.
Anniversary, my brother. We love you.
There you go.
Hey, man, I just want to thank Mario and his wife, all of us making it another a year in this marriage. It's not about y'all. It's about us. We made it. Last year this time, me and the International Black Super Friends, we went overseas to
Martin.
Yeah. Well, we went over to St. Martin. We were in the Dutch side, and then you guys were everywhere else. But we went over there to celebrate the marriage of our homeboy DeMario Hardy, Mr. and Mrs. Hardy, over in St. Martin. We spent a week over there. It was amazing. And today they were celebrating their anniversary. So we thought he was going to be on the show, but when the getting get good, as it should, I guess he called in his sick day today. So we got to congratulate you guys. Our brother really always speaks so highly about marriage, and he's just so goddamn happy. He talks about it all the time. So closing out, guy, Chris, what's your message to Mario since he ain't here and he happy somewhere?
Well, I just, he's one of my new favorite married people, so I want to wish him luck with that. It's kind of like both our marriages, because I feel like we did it together. I mean, it was my first time going out of the country, and just seeing that was good for me. You know what I'm saying? It gives me hope about marriage. So I just want to say, I wish you many, many more years. As far as my closing comment, we always like to highlight Black excellence. So for one, I want to highlight the new Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, who is a Black man. I don't know. I haven't done enough research on him, but I'm just happy that he's a Black man. And I also want to highlight female Black entrepreneurs. We have one, Amber Dawkins. Her brand is named Untamed Dames. Y'all need to check that out. We have Queen's Nectar. I see Weber in the comments. So I want to shed light on all Black excellence. You have a wonderful night.
The ladies, man.
I want to tell my brother and my sister happy anniversary, from this man, because that's me. You feel me? Like Chris said, it's like all our wedding. Yeah, nigga, best man, look greater than we. Put your glasses up. You know what I'm talking about? But no, I definitely, like I said, I want to shout out, congratulations on a year down. Like Chris said, it's all our marriage, you know what I'm saying? We want to be happy family. So I definitely want to take my hat off to you guys. My dude was not here. He got a chance to take the day off. Well deserved. He's spending it with his wife, who lets him be the head of his household because she understands that she is his neck and it works for them. So, guys, take everything that y'all have. Hit our DMs with questions, comments. We love the show. We love the input that y'all gave us. Even the ones that we don't like, we love it because we're gonna expound on it later. We'll talk. But appreciate you guys for tuning in and giving us your time because you didn't have to. What you got?
Yeah, I want to say, man, going international, especially that was interesting. I got a chance to celebrate with that couple. We had a great time overseas. We were actually scheduled to be overseas this weekend somewhere for our 1 year trip. COVID has really destroyed that. Weeba, we thank you for tuning in tonight. Yolanda S. Wilson, but Weeba is a go-getter. I
love him.
Weeba a couple years ago. Yeah.
He was fearless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. But hey, listen, one thing about her, when she step on the scene, you know she there.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Did it
Yeah.
right there, boy.
Well,
Hey, you out right.
Okay, thanks a lot, Chris.
My bad, my bad. I didn't mean to notice.
But Terrell said we should be filming the show on ATL. We actually are. We're just waiting on some cast members to solidify us to talk to y'all agents. And I know this weekend we're going to be filming a special show as well.
Right here in Palm Beach County.
In Palm Beach County. And then we're working on some. So hopefully we can get them. But you know what? I don't know how productive it will be, but I would love to have Weeba and Yolanda Wilson on one screen. Chris, it's more than you can ever imagine. But having those there are two characters that I will absolutely tell you are interesting to speak to. So, you know, they're not your average. They're not your average at all. But to everybody, listen, I thank you for tuning in. The show, we missed Mario tonight, but as always, man, we thank you, and hopefully that you join in. Please hit the share button. Please send some questions our way, and we'll answer them. We are always open for suggestions. So please let us know. All right. Thank you from the Black Super Friends. We will see you later.